We're back now at 7:42 with international superstar David Beckham. The soccer sensation is now back with the Los Angeles Galaxy after spending the first part of the MLS season on loan to Italian powerhouse AC Milan. David Beckham, good morning. Welcome back. Good to see you.
And you?
How have you been? You were gone for 6 months.
Yeah.
You've got 3 kids and a beautiful wife at home in Los Angeles. How did you manage that?
I think as a family, as a father, it was the toughest time since I've had the boys, to be away from them for such a long period.
How often did you get to see them?
Every 8 weeks they came out for a week, which, I hate being away from them for an hour, let alone, that amount of time. So it's great to be back in California and great to be back with the boys and the family.
Yeah, but we were talking, though, a little while ago that technology is amazing. You guys, iChat. So you put the computer down once a day and you at least get to see your face and you get to see theirs.
Yeah, obviously I get to speak to Victoria as well, which I enjoy. And then obviously the boys run in and run out. They kind of come in and say hi and then they're gone playing again.
So you're back in the States, back with the Galaxy. You had your first practice a couple of days ago, and I want to get right to a little bit of an uncomfortable subject because there were more reporters than normal at that practice because of something one of your teammates, Langdon Donovan, said about you in a book that was not flattering. He said he questioned your commitment to U.S. soccer, your professionalism, even said you were stingy. That can make for some testy times in the locker room. How have you guys tried to work that out?
I think these kind of things happen. There's always kind of arguments in dressing rooms all over different sports. But, I said before that, it was unprofessional and it's something that shouldn't go on.
Did you talk to him about it face to face?
Yeah, me and Landon now have spoken. He apologised and we move on because it's important that we move on because we want to be successful and you can't have success if there's arguments going on.
But just one of the things he said, is your commitment, do you have a firm commitment in the United States to promote soccer, or would you rather, at this stage of your life and career, be over playing in Europe?
No, without a doubt, I want to be here. I spent so many years in Europe and I was successful in Europe, and now I want to be successful in the US. I think that those things were said. Before I left LA, I sat down with the whole team and said, look, I am committed to the team, but I need to do this for a few months and then I'll be back. I've already said to Tim Lewicki, who's been great to me, that I am committed. I think the commitment shows that my family are happy here. They stayed here.
It's not like they're living in Europe and you come here for 6 months.
Exactly. So
let me ask you some things about life and pop culture. You're back here in New York. When you come to this town, and I know you're here fairly often, is there a must-see thing for you? Is there a place you have to stop by every time you're here?
It's usually FAO Schwartz.
For the boys?
Yeah, for the boys. I always take them a gift home when I'm here because it's such a great store, and the boys love a gift when I've been away.
I was thinking about you this morning because the #1 movie in this country last weekend was Bruno.
Okay.
And the star of that, of course, is Sacha Baron Cohen. I remember that you were, when he hosted the Ali G show, he interviewed you and Victoria. He asked some terribly inappropriate questions, which is what he does. He puts people in unbearable situations. Have you seen Bruno? What do you think about his brand of comedy?
I think it's great. It's fresh, it's interesting, and it's funny, which is the most important thing. And when he interviewed us way back then, it was funny and one of the most uncomfortable interviews that I've ever done.
Is it funnier when you're watching him do it to someone else than when you're in the seat next to him?
So much more.
Yeah, it can be a little awkward. One of the other things I want to ask you, some of the female staffers and actually some of the male staffers have taken note of this ad campaign you're doing for, is this Armani?
Yes.
This is Armani. I did not know Armani made underwear, but now I know. What's it like to pose? And this is Victoria, obviously, looking beautiful. What's it like to pose for these things? Do you just kind of put yourself in another place and get through it?
Yeah, I personally have to because, I'm a soccer player at the end of the day. And, but to do something like that was a great experience. To work with Armani is incredible. I'm a huge fan of his and have been for many years. And to work with my wife like that is also special.
Where are the much talked about tattoos that everyone's been did you get a new tattoo, by the way, kind of a band of flowers around your arm?
Yeah, well, it was our 10-year anniversary on the 4th of July, and I had 10 roses around my arm.
Everybody together? Oh. How old do your kids have to be before you let them get a tattoo?
Actually, one of them said, "How old do I have to be when I can have my first tattoo?" And I was like, a lot older than you are now.
Like 43, something like that. Yeah. As you know, we've got a wedding out on the plaza this morning. Nick and Lee are getting married. You've spent, as you just said, 10 years married. What advice would you give for people who are just about to tie the knot?
Well, I think, it's an amazing occasion. You have to spend as much time on that day together because it goes so quickly. But, a few years into the marriage, if you have children, if you're lucky enough to have children, which we've got 3 beautiful boys, your priority is them. But you also have to make time for each other because it's so important that you spend as much time together. And
this from a guy who just said 6 months away from his wife, but that's all right. I know it's part of your professional responsibilities. Have you thought a lot about life after soccer?
Yeah, of course. It's something that I think about, especially at my age now. Coming towards
34.
Yeah, 34. Coming to the latest stage of my career. I'm very into charity because, I'm ambassador for UNICEF, so it's very special to me. And also we have our own children's charity. So when I finish playing, that's what gives me, happiness. I love doing things like that, and I have soccer academies as well. So I'll be busy.
Well, you've always been generous with your time around here. Thank you. It's good to have you back in the States.
Great to be here.
Thanks, David.